there. As I already noted in my notes from week 3, I'm posting this a little bit early. This is just a really busy week for me. Tomorrow, Tuesday, is my birthday. And then on Wednesday morning, I'm getting my COVID shot. And Friday morning, we have to be on the Outer Banks to have our house inspected for rental purposes. And so, like I say, I'm just going to be really busy going in a million places, so I'm trying to get a bit ahead. At the end of your week 3 content, there is a lecture, this one that I'm doing right now, so please make sure you take time to go and watch it, because last week I had complaints from people and they hadn't watched the video, which would have answered all their questions. Alright, there's a lot of reading this week, so don't leave looking at your content to the last minute. You've got your writing assignment number 2 is due next week, so we need to stay ahead. We'll be talking, your lecture on week 3 is talking more about using APA 3, and it is how to format your work. One of the things that's a real advantage with UMGC is that their documents, their resources are in the public domain, which means that you can download them to your computer and keep them. So it is helpful. When I'm doing things that involve research, I've got my research book sitting right beside me. There's just too many rules to remember. You will never remember them all, and you need your handbook. All right, get your rough draft for week writing assignment number 2 posted under assignments and call it draft. Your name, writing assignment 2, draft. And then your last one will be your name, writing assignment 2, final. They can both be posted under assignments, so please get that done as quickly as possible so that I've got plenty of time to get in and do that. You know, I'm like 99.9% sure that I will go in and get my shot and there won't be any problem, but I have had friends who've gotten sick. So that being the case, I'm just trying to get it a little ahead and hope you all will be a little patient with me. Take some time and have a look at the cartoons that I posted and the writing assignments for this week. Enjoy those. Let's go have a look under content for week 3. Our content for week 3 is slow. Sorry about this, folks. Sometimes it just takes its time. All right, this week is going to talk a little bit about, last week we talked about ethos, credibility, making sure that what you write is honest and is indeed correct. Our task this week is going to be working on your second writing assignment, synthesis literature. Now, one of the things to really keep in mind as you're putting your paper together is that you need to make sure that you understand what synthesis is. Synthesis does not mean you have a paragraph from writer 1, a paragraph from writer 2, and a paragraph from writer 3. Instead, it's writers 1, 2, and 3 have these points, agree on these points, or these writers disagree on these points. And then you talk about how each of those writers agrees or disagrees. So, like I say, a synthesis is taking a series of writings and then putting them all together in some manner. All right, making sure that you're giving credit where credit is due, especially when you are doing a researched topic like this week. We're going to also be looking at your concept of audience. As I mentioned in several of your papers last week, you know about the topic that you're writing about. I may not. So please make sure that you do indeed give enough information so that your reader understands what you're talking about. In this week, you're going to be able to categorize your research articles from scholarly and trade journals. And again, the scholarly journals and the trade journals are those which are written generally for a specific group of people by people who are in the field. They are then, before they're actually printed, they will do a peer review. 2 or 3 people will look at it and confirm that indeed the writing is correct. You will be synthesizing multiple sources, and you will apply your appropriate style of writing. We are still in the process of going from 6th to 7th, so there are some sample things here that will help you with that. Read style. When we are looking at your written communication, there are various types of considerations that you might want to do in terms of how you're writing. One is called colloquial. Colloquial is everybody from your particular neighborhood and how they speak to one another. Your casual is just not necessarily people from your same neighborhood, but people that you are involved in. It's very casual, laid back. Your formal language is when we're trying to make things look as formal as possible so that it can be understood easily by everyone. I'll point I made a note of here. A lot of you have been using the word amongst, A-M-O-N-G-S-T. It's a really archaic term, and so just say among. You know, formal doesn't mean that we have to go over the top. It just means that you are writing so that it is easily understood by all people in all areas. All right. You're reading how to get your tools and tips on how to organize your writing. Take some time and have a look at this one. This one, there's going to be some questions on your discussion for this week from this article on how to write a business report. So please do take some time to have a look at that. Here's some research help from our library. There's some good suggestions here. And again, they are showing you how to do this in APA 7. There's a review on the academic integrity tutorials. Do a look at those. Your sample paper for the 7th edition. This is one that the school has downloaded for you, and it basically just walks you through all the steps of how to put it together. Now, I'm going to tell you this, I disagree with them. Even though APA 6 does not have a running head, it will be, you do have a header, and it includes page numbers, and I still think it's important to include your title of your paper or your name in there in the heading. It shows you how to set up your paper and how to format it. Talks about font. Play with your font. I frequently, if I find out that my paper, I've got 2 sentences on the last page, I may change my font up or down one so that it the spacing gets better. But you have these options and you can use what you want. In a formal paper, your document will be double spaced. For business writing, though, we are single spacing everything. It talks about an abstract. An abstract basically just tells you what the paper is going to be about in 250 words or less. And like I say, take some time, have a look through how it's put together, folding your titles, making sure that you've got headings for individual sections of your paper. And it walks you through the various rules on how to include names and so on. Like I say, do take some time, download this paper, and hang on to it because it's got a lot of the rules for APA 7 in here for you. And it's one of those you might want to even just go ahead and print this out so that you'll have it. These are your references and how they put. And the main thing that they're looking for in these APA 7 is that as much as possible you go to the DOI, digital DOIs. That's the preferable so that you show where it came from. There's a section here on what to do if you have a digital object identifier. If it's not provided, how do you find it? Some more lessons on APA 7 changes. There's a little video on how to do hanging indents for your reference page. And actually, let me pull up. This is the overview of your paper for this week. And while I'm here in Microsoft Word, let me show you. You go here to paragraph settings, and then you'll go to the special type, which is hanging indent, which means the first line is at the 1-inch margin. The second and subsequent lines are indented. Line spacing, single, for a business paper, it's going to be single. An academic report will be double, but that's where you find these. All right, and the overview of your paper, you're going to need a minimum of 7 articles, and it'll be 1,000 to 1,400 words. It's in APA format. You should be sending me your drafts already. This is what synthesis means, the length of your paper. But again, take some time and go through these and see what's expected of your paper. And hopefully that you are doing your paper so that it will apply to your final paper, so you won't have to do as much research at the end. All right. Discussion topics, they're posted here. Please make sure that you post your comments by Friday so that your classmates will have time to comment. I'm sure you all have already noticed if you have not turned your comments in on time, you may not get any comments from your classmates. And I've been really pleased with the comments that you've been making on one another's papers. So get your paper in time. And then finally, there's the second synthesis, so do answer that one as well. All right, and if you haven't already done so, you can go here under sample papers and have a look at the writing assignment number 2, and it will show you how to put the paper together and how to document it. All right, folks, I hope this helps a little bit.